Hello everyone, let's find out about Jyeshtha Nakshatra, found completely at the end of Scorpio at the Gandanta point in the zodiac. Wow, what mystical power, what strength is here. But this nakshatra needs to be carefully handled when it is dominant in your chart. If you're new to my channel, of course, don't forget to sub below, and if the video is helpful for you, give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Let's go. First of all, everyone, what exactly are the nakshatras? Why are they so important in astrology, and when and where do we use them? Put simply, the nakshatras are the night sky, or the stars in the night sky, the constellations we see in our galaxy. They're actually linking us to the higher lokas and bringing our karmas down in a mystical way through the nakshatra into the rasi, into our life. Parashara has written, God has decorated the heavens with constellations like pearls on a dark steed. The light of the sun hides them in the day, and all knowledge of them is divined in the darkness of the night. The word nakshatra actually means protecting the night from destruction. What is being protected from destruction? Our minds. Because these nakshatras are moon ruled. Because the moon is the lord of the night sky, and only in the night sky do we see these constellations. In the same way, sun is the lord of the daytime, lord of the day, and he rules the sun signs, of course, the rasis or zodiac signs. And both the moon and the sun are working together in this way. Nakshatra and rasi, zodiac signs, working together, we have real astrology. Don't forget, the stars are the basis of astrology. The rasis or zodiac signs come from the nakshatras, not the other way around. In fact, they can never be separated. Nakshatra must always fit in with the rasi exactly. With the sidereal zodiac, this is always happening. If they are in any way separated, true prediction, true astrology is not possible. Let me illustrate this for you. Here's an illustration, everybody. Kara Pandit Sanjay Rath of the 27 Nakshatra scheme. It shows us perfectly how they map mathematically together with the rasis. On the outside are the 27 Nakshatras, and every pada mathematically and perfectly linked with the sidereal zodiac on the inside. And more importantly, there are actually 3 portions to the nakshatra scheme. Can you see 3 equal divisions that are occurring at each Gandanta break? Gandanta is where water sign meets fire sign. Cancer, Leo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Pisces, Aries in the sidereal zodiac. And these Gandanta dangerous crossings, danger points, switch points, affect all of our karmas. And this break, this threefold division of this nakshatra mandala is very important because it is relevant to our lives. First is the early childhood and adulthood portion of our lives. Second section is our middle adulthood. And third, late or old age. And you map these in your own chart, starting with your birth nakshatra, the moon nakshatra. More than that, you can even make exact predictions of every single nakshatra and meaning in your life from your Janma Nakshatra. So many predictions can be made. I will definitely make some future videos bringing these up for you. Right now, let's start with the basics. Let's understand the 27 nakshatras in this series, and most importantly, the ones that you should be looking out for in your birth chart. So which nakshatras matter in your chart? Well, I've just shown you every single nakshatra, whether a planet is there or not, can be used to make predictions. But definitely, wherever there are grahas, including Rahu Ketu, those nakshatras are important for you. But still, let's cut it down to the bare basics, everybody. I would say there are 4 important positions in regard to nakshatra that you definitely need to study and to understand. First and foremost is the moon or Janma. Janma means birth nakshatra. This is most important. Now, the moon is the mother, and the moon Janma Nakshatra actually relates us genetically to our mother's biological line. Some of that psychological and biological karma coming down is actually shown in this nakshatra. And secondly, moon is society. So moon Janma Nakshatra shows us how we get on with other people, how we move in society. So much of our outer experiences in life can be seen from this Janma Nakshatra. And many fundamental personality traits can be seen from the moon Janma Nakshatra, definitely. Not from the Lagna so much, not from ascendant, ruler, ascendant, all of that. No, it's the moon, it's the mind, it's the Janma Nakshatra. Don't forget, personality changes all the time. As you get older, you'll see it clearly. Personality develops through life, changes just like the moon. So study your Lagna or Ascendant Nakshatra. This will show you how you integrate yourself with society as a physical body. What do you look like? How do you dress yourself? How do you present yourself to other people as a physical being? And how intelligent are you? Or more importantly, actually, what do you do with your intelligence? How do you make decisions? And very important, do not delegate understanding of the sun, of Surya or Ravi Nakshatra. This is so important. How do you maintain vitality? So much to do with health, actually. Lagna and Nakshatra, some way to do with health, but sun, very much so. And how do you maintain dharmic action, righteous action, and spiritual development also linked with this sun nakshatra? And definitely understand your Atmakarika Nakshatra. This is so important. Atmakarika means the highest degree planet in your chart. This contains a whole heap of karma that will bring very difficult circumstances into your life. Lord of this Nakshatra, Lord of this Atmakarika Nakshatra will help you actually to deal with these karmas. Important to understand, most definitely. By the way, if you're not sure what is your highest degree planet, check at the bottom of my description box. There's a website there where you can bring up your birth chart with the Atmakarika listed, and indeed all of the nakshatras in your chart. Jyeshtha Nakshatra is found between 1640 degrees of Scorpio to 0 Sagittarius, but please note, not actually in Sagittarius at all, just at the border point. The Lord is Mercury, the symbol earring and the umbrella, and the deity is Indra, the king of the gods. The color is cream, the purpose is Arthur or material success and wealth, direction west, and the body part, the right side of the body. Indra, the king of the gods, is a deity of Jyeshtha, but in this Jyeshtha, he represents something different than he does in other nakshatras. Sure, he is powerful, he is potent, he is the king of the gods, all of that's important, but here we are focusing on some of his faults, which become seminal and central to understanding Jyeshtha. Basically, when we see Indra, we see 1,000 eyes on his body, but what were these eyes to begin with? They were something different. You see, everyone, big dichotomy here. To become Indra, you have to have control of the Indriyas, of the senses. So he certainly had that, or he could not become Indra, but he had a weakness, a very sensual, lusty nature. And story is that sage Gautama's wife caught Indra's eye, and he disguised himself as that sage to actually have union with her. So this was illicit behavior, but also deceitful behavior. Sage Gautama found out, and he cursed Indra to have his whole body covered with 1,000 vaginas. So Indra had to take severe penance, tapasya, to actually get rid of this curse, and he did, because the 1,000 vaginas were actually turned into 1,000 eyes. So he got some insight, some blessing out of a terribly difficult situation, but this was his own fault. And this becomes a theme in this Jyeshtha Nakshatra. If this is strong in your chart, you must understand weaknesses and difficulty coming from past karmic tendency. Then you can definitely get the blessings as well. And the other big fault of Indra was his pride. Pride in his status, position, achievement, and there are numerous stories, so many, you can check them out, where it is his pride that becomes his downfall. This is a big factor for this nakshatra as well. And the earrings are one of the symbols, particularly heavy, round earrings. What's this about? Well, they actually represent deeply the Kundalini power, the serpent power, taking sexual energy and transforming it into something sublime. A central theme about Jyeshtha is this transformative quality. And it's actually favorable to wear earrings if you should have Jyeshtha strong in your chart. Thing is, they are pulling on the earlobe, and that's the key as well. Because earlobes are a very sensitive acupressure point. Some of you may actually know about it. If you massage earlobes, you become calm and centered. So massaging earlobes, both of them, just have a go with this now if you like, is a very calming, centering thing, which is so helpful because Jyeshtha people frequently, let's face it, need to be calmed down a bit. The next important symbol, umbrella. Right throughout history, particularly in very hot countries, but many cultures, these state umbrellas signified authority, power, success, and status. So you see, Jyeshtha people desire to be respected. Yes, power, authority, control, they want all of that, but it's really about being respected. That's the factor that is of most concern. And Buddha or Mercury is the planetary lord. Buddha gives communication skill, brilliant business skill, definitely intellectual and communication ability to Jyeshtha Nakshatra people. But the nakshatra takes place in the total sign of Scorpio, at the end of Scorpio, which is a Gandanta point. We'll come back. But the two lords, Ketu, Mangala, are fire planets. And these fire planets clash with the Mercury significations. You see, it's quite a stressful situation, quite a stressful energy because Buddha is restless, nervous energy. It's a water sign, it's a deep emotional nature, but it's K2. Get rid of everything, change everything, and Mangala, fight, fight, fight. This means that when this Jyeshtha becomes strong in a horoscope, everyone, there's a continual sense of crisis. There's always a new crisis coming, and there's the stress of having to adapt to these continual situations which need sorted. That's the thing. They need sorting. And it's a Gandanta. Gandanta means where the whole zodiac is getting to a major stress point. Wow, this is extremely significant. And this Gandanta affects the whole of Jyeshtha, but particularly, I would say, the last 2 degrees, 28 degrees, 29 Scorpio. Now, these Gandantas are the fire-water mix, Scorpio and Sagittarius clashing at this potent Gandanta point. And the Scorpio Gandanta is transformative. It's about leaving past behind. Why? Because this Gandanta links to the Pitris, to the ancestors. So without going too deep here, it's a very, very karmic factor. There are past karmas, family karmas, personal karmas, which have to be left behind. You cannot continue karmic journey unless you do this major transformation, and that is why you have Jyeshtha strong in your chart. And what you have to transform, the irritability, the anxiety of Buddha, which combines with an all or nothing attitude, Ketu, and the anger of Mars. It can be a toxic combination, some people, depending on the horoscope. So the more difficult are these personal energies, the more you have to turn them around, make them into something positive. Then all of the blessings come through. It goes without saying, any planet at the actual Gandanta degree, 28, 29 Scorpio, or the ascendant even, wow, that's a definite sensitized situation where things are at the knife edge very, very often. It's not easy, but you see, this transformation happening shows a whole new soul beginning. It's a wonderful factor of transformation. So I'm going to give you some definite tips, remedies to help you with this. Of course, one of the core meanings of Jyeshtha is the elder, the principal person, or the elder sister, the one with authority. So very often, strong Jyeshtha Nakshatra in a chart, you can be elder sibling, only child, or you can actually be a very authoritarian, very responsible sibling. Even if you are not elder sibling, you act like the elder sibling. That's the situation. It isn't just about being authoritarian, bossing people around, telling everybody what to do. No, being elder sibling means being responsible, caring, instructing, helping those who need your help. And Jyeshtha people love to do this. Help other people, nourish them, nurture them, teach them, instruct them. This makes them feel very fulfilled indeed. So at heart, they are protectors, particularly of the weak and vulnerable. And it's an extremely admirable quality about Jyeshtha. But you see, it's an extreme nakshatra. Ketu is here. Extremes happen. So protecting, caring on the one hand, but wanting to be in control, wanting power, wanting dominance. That's the other side of it. And this can sometimes become negative. But actually, intellectually, and most definitely in their thought power, Buddha, they are very powerful. These people have the actual power of manifestation. Why is it happening? Because power of Mercury Buddha is combining with this super strong power of Mangala. Mangala is the manifesting power on this Bhuloka. He controls Bhuloka, the earthly plane, you see. And many books are written about this thought, power of manifestation, thought power, so on. But you see, when you have this power, some people have it, some people do not have it. You have to use it wisely. Sometimes, as I say, Jyeshtha people can manifest things and wish they hadn't. But here's the thing, if they do it correctly, it's a marvelous and brilliant opportunity. They can focus and they can get what they focus on. But of course, it's far better to say, let me have what is mine by right. Let me have what I am meant to have. Giving it to those higher powers to actually bring you what you need will quickly solve many problems for this Jyeshtha. There is tremendous focus, ambition also very often in this sign. Once they are focused on their goal, they will certainly achieve it. They are very good corporate people, bosses, managers, CEOs even, but they can be secretive and very, very competent doing secret work. So spies, military personnel, all of this. They have a high level of discipline. That's the thing. And they will certainly want to be respected. Whatever they do, they desire to have respect, authority, dominance, yes, a little bit, but definitely to be respected for their contribution. And of course, they love to guide others, help others, protect others, just speaking about it. So definitely medical field, psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors, marvelous career for these Jyeshtha people. But don't forget, underneath is the K2 energy, the ruthlessness. K2 is terrorist. These people can be terrifying in their determination to get what they want. And that's where the danger comes, as I said. So they will definitely have no holes barred when they want to do something, get something. Even in romantic situations, they can have this ruthlessness. Don't forget what Indra did. You see, this ruthlessness to have what they desire. Now, where does this energy come from? Because many other things might make this individual a most gentle, kind, loving person, a himsa person, non-violent. But there is this inner struggle going on, this psychic ruthlessness, let's face it. In fact, there's another hidden element to this, Jyeshtha, which is a trail of blood. It shows past life dangerous situations, past life violence, past life crisis, which was so dangerous, so difficult that these memories are absolutely raw. And this tendency to take extreme action stays with the soul. And sometimes even Jyeshtha people have a lot of injuries, have these accidents happening, have these sudden manifestations of blood itself. It doesn't have to be big, it could just be pricking the finger or something such as that. When you start to see blood coming, when you start to see little bits of blood on your body from minor cuts, that's the message. What are you thinking of doing? Think of it again, check it out, and get to the highest motives. Then everything will be good. But boy, are Jyeshtha people internalize. They're extremely good at understanding their own fears, phobias, problems. They have a real understanding of the subconscious mind. And very often, to achieve something in this life, they have to overcome many fears, many sort of irrational fears, speaking in public. They might have dyslexia, all sorts of inabilities, all sorts of disabilities, that hold them back. But this nakshatra will always face the fear and do it anyway. And that's what makes them so powerful. But still, they will always take a little bit of care to protect themselves. They feel the need to protect themselves. And how do they do it? Through amulets, lucky symbols, mantras, charms, you name it. Jyeshtha people have always had something which they hold on to, use, even obsessive compulsion rituals, turning off the light like this, walking around the house in this way, missing that step on the stair, who knows what it is. This need to control things is so strong. This feeling that if they don't control everything, don't have some protection, it could all go wrong. The desire to see beneath the veil, though, makes them excellent in psychology. They understand human nature. Even if they don't study psychology, many of them do, they will definitely understand intuitively other people's motives. And they love to analyze people's behavior, motives, all of these things. It gives them, once again, a feeling of control to get a hang on these things. And while they like to understand other people's motives, it'll be difficult to get a hang on Jyeshtha people's motives because they are secretive. I mean, boy, are they secretive. Do they keep so much to themselves? How much money do they really have? Even the spouse may not know. Things such as this. What are their plans for the future? What are their methods, motivations? So many things. It isn't just about having control, you see. This is about a deep feeling of insecurity as well. Keep it to myself is the big mantra of Jyeshtha. And by default, they will definitely have interest in the occult and occult ability and power. Occult means secret, hidden knowledge. They are attracted to this from the beginning of life. They can be skilled psychics, astrologers, tarot readers, all of these things. They deeply delve into the occult, and once again, they enjoy the secret mystery of it all. And in romantic relationships, spousal connection, well, this is where it's all going to come to a head very intensely, because this is the area where Jyeshtha people are going to have some issues, certainly. Why is it happening? Well, because of the intensity, secrecy, compulsive element, and the deep sexual desire. And it's particularly noticeable, by the way, when this Jyeshtha connects to the 7th house, 5th house of the chart, or to the lords of those houses, even to the ascendant degree. See, it all comes down to a lack of trust, being able to totally trust, totally surrender to somebody else. This is really difficult for this Jyeshtha. Even if they desire to do it, it can be hard for them. At the same time, Jyeshtha makes you sexual, sensual, extremely desire focus. What you desire, who you desire, got to have it. Strong obsessions come from this Jyeshtha, an extremely strong sexual energy, which can be hard to control. That's the thing. Back to Indra, the story I told at the beginning of the video, you see. So this is the issue, isn't it? These people desire to control, to take control of situations, but the real control should be of themselves. And this is the real test. This is the real lesson for this lifetime. Control yourself, and then everything else will take care of itself. That's the secret. There can even be a certain amount of projection when it affects these sensitive parts of the horoscope. So they can attract people who are controlling, compulsive. This can happen as well. It's not an easy task, definitely, because rivals come up or situations of rivalry keep on happening. Jyeshtha people feel there is always competition or some other person, situation, which they've got to grab hold of and absolutely contain. And you can even judge by the house placement of this Jyeshtha Nakshatra itself in the horoscope. If it's in 4th house, it doesn't make for a peaceful home. There's always competition, rivalry, secret factors coming into the property, home interest, domestic life. And the other thing you see is that these Jyeshtha people are judgmental. They make very insightful analysis of human behavior, but at the same time, they make fast judgments about situations. And sometimes they are too quick to do this and get themselves into extremely hot water. And of course, Mercury gives them the verbal power, the speaking power. Boy, can they argue as well. They are very sharp in their speech. They say it like it is. They don't beat around the bush. They are very, very straight-talking people. In fact, very often, Jyeshtha people fight with their words. That's the Mercury Mongala factor. They fight with their speech rather than physically fight. And this can happen even on social media, all of this thing. They love to fight with their words. But it's a never-ending and ceaseless battle, and it causes them some element of loss of control because you can never win these endless arguments. Don't forget, people don't want to listen to anybody else in an argument. They just want to state their point. It's a complete waste of energy. But of course, one of the greatest factors, the greatest challenges for Jyeshtha, and the thing which will cause the greatest downfall, problem in life, is their pride. Once again, we are back to Indra's default mechanism of pride in his status. As soon as they get a little bit puffed up, hey, I've got this, I am this, look at me, I'm successful. As soon as this happens, at some point, it's going to cause downfall. And this is why what helps Jyeshtha more than anything else is to have an element of humility. They get the power, they get the success, but don't become puffed up. Then you can keep the position. That's the key. In addition, I said at the beginning of the video, didn't I would give you the key and the greatest remedy for this nakshatra. Here it is. Let go. The Jyeshtha people have to let things go. Let the compulsions go. Let the controlling go. Let the need to answer back, say something sharp, go. The more they let go, the happier they will be. And definitely they will overcome many stressful and difficult karmic situations. You see, it's a false feeling of control. Let go and let God control the situation. This is a very good mantra. And when they do this, the most magical solutions will come every time. And the other magical solution is forgiveness, forgiving difficult situations, forgiving people. It's the behavior that is the difficulty, not the person. Everybody is connected to everybody else. When we forgive other people, we become forgiven. We become whole again. In fact, they say that the greatest tapasya, the greatest sacrifice is forgiveness. So letting go, forgiving, letting everything go into God's control. Wow, this is a great remedy for Jyeshtha. This will solve so many problems. It is incredible because this is what this Gandanta point is all about. This ending of Scorpio, letting the past go. What is done has been done. Let it be. This will give real freedom and peace to this nakshatra in every situation. When the ascendant degrees are in Jyeshtha Nakshatra, there is focus, there is ambition, there is a desire to do something to make a difference in the world. And it's a very successful factor very often. But there is a big desire to be respected, to be honored, but at the same time, to give back, to be on a sort of mission to accomplish something of meaning in life. There are both positive and negative factors, obviously. Successful entrepreneurs, business people, definitely, but they are cutting edge. That's the thing, okay? Whatever they do, it's their speech. Watch what they say. They are cutting edge. They can be creative people as well. They can be artists, writers, but there's always some element of controversy that's definitely going to be there. But certainly because ascendant looks at seventh house, there's going to be obsessions, compulsions, controlling element coming into relationships, all the stuff that I've spoken about on the video previously. When the moon, Chandra, goes into this Jyeshtha, the moon is in a debilitated sign, that's the thing. So it's an unrooted moon. Moon desires peace, security, but they have to go through many situations of change, of challenge to find that peace. But they will in the end. That's the thing. And the moon is waxing, waning, and it's an emotional factor. In a water sign with Mangala, it's all there, isn't it? Emotions are churning, volatile, and personality becomes unpredictable because of this. Of course, moon is mother. It's a very strong, very dominating factor for her concerns and her influence over this moon Jyeshtha person. It's all or nothing again. It can be challenging, manipulative, or it can just be very intense, a little bit disturbing. It is not an easy relationship with mother. Sometimes it is simply miscommunication. That's the thing. So certainly emotions churn. There is possessiveness, there is control need. All the relationship stuff I've been speaking about on this video, of course, applies, but at a deep emotional and secretive level. And it can cause mental disturbance. These people need to relax, need to chill out, massage those earlobes, what I spoke about at the very beginning of the video. In time, with maturity, this moon finds peace and stability, but many churning ups and downs in life come before that. When the sun, Surya, has gone into Jyeshtha, it's a very successful placement many times, depending on house aspects, obviously, but still, it gives a push for success, a determination, and a focus. So many material goals can be achieved. It is very good for business people and for powerful attainment, whether it's head of company, getting control, management positions, all of this. You can get a lot of material success, resources actually, from this Jyeshtha sun position. Jyeshtha, some people like to be in control. So definitely management, as I say, leaders, CEOs, doing something where they are the ones who are the boss in some capacity. But you see, Then the deep default mechanism comes in, the pride that comes before the fall. Sun in Jyeshtha will give many material successful factors, but keep a little element of humility and all will be well. When the Atmakarika, the planet with the highest degree in your chart, is in Jyeshtha, your sole purpose, because that's what Atmakarika is about, is to get rid of some really negative past tendencies. But that means you're going to re-experience these negative factors. They're going to become a real part of your personality, depending on the actual graha involved. I can't go through them all here, but if it's sun, it's pride. If it's moon, it's deep emotions, insecurity, and the reactions to those, possessiveness, stuff like that. If it's Venus, it's jealousy and all the stuff in the romantic relationships. Mangala, anger. I've nearly been through them all, but check it out. Check it carefully for that graha. The tendency is that you get the negative emotions that come from a deep insecurity, but are past life karmic factors. So you go through many ups and downs, definitely, many challenges in life, but don't forget, I've given you the deep remedy previously. Forgiveness, letting go. This Atmakarika gets peace and success when they do this. But that is true for all Jyeshtha people. It's these crises coming in life, everything going out of control, everything that just can't be contained, that makes you anxious, worried. That's a time to let it go and let God control it. Everything comes together. Hope the video was instructive to you. Look forward to your comments. Don't forget to sub below if you're new. Goodbye for now and God bless everyone.